What's cracking, people? It's your baby mama's favorite cousin, Cousin T-Taw. And today we have a banger. Everybody do me a favor. I just want to make sure that we are coming through loud and clear. We're making sure we were making things just right behind the scenes. If you can hear me and everything's coming through loud and clear, just put a 1 in the chat. Make sure the audio is good, and we will get rolling. Now, as we make our ways into this particular conversation, I want to set this up by acknowledging everyone who has their copy of the seminal work. Very important. Everybody who has their copy of the Seduction Scriptures, I want to give you a special shout out. You know that you have a valuable document there. And tonight, we are going to open this document and focus on page 76. Now, those who have your copy of the Seduction Scriptures, understand that we are about to enter the office space. The office space from the position of a seducer, from the position of someone who coaches, teaches, and mentors men in the art of seduction. Will cover that space, whether it be the corporate space, whether it be the workspace of the working class individual, a mechanic shop, an educational institution, obviously in hospitals. This space is referred to as the Office F file. Okay, so since we're in the beginning of the live stream, we reserve the spicy words for until we're a half hour in. All right, so we'll refer to it now as the Office Duck file. All right, so anybody who has your copy, go ahead, do yourself a favor, get comfortable as always, and head over to page 76 in your copy of the Seduction Scriptures. Tonight is a wonderful opportunity to expand your skill sets, to expand your level of wisdom and understanding of not only yourself, but those who you observe in your office space, your workspace, at school, in your third space, so to speak, wherever you spend time, and there are men and women present. So, in just a sec, I'm going to bring up none other than the OG player himself, Rom Wills. But I want you to keep in mind that as we go through this particular presentation, where you may be within the Office Duck file, all right? And without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up the one and only OG player himself, Mr. Rom Wills. Rom, how are you feeling tonight?
Wait a minute. Hey, man. All right, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the description box, in the comment box, if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me okay, Cousin T? Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, now, I'm here.
Now, Rom has a wealth of wisdom, knowledge, experience to bring to this particular conversation. Everybody who is tuning in and everybody who's going to be watching this on the restream, you're in for a treat tonight because we are going through information that is so valuable that I guarantee, I'm going to say it right now, I guarantee you there is not another space on YouTube, on TikTok, which we're also going to reference a phenomenon that's over on TikTok that references what we're going to discuss tonight. Because, and in a second, I am going to explain to the listeners how I was able to be privileged enough to come into the knowledge of the Office Duck file. Remember, we're using Duck for the first half hour of the conversation. You know how the algorithm works. But I was privileged enough to come into a knowledge of the Office duck file under an interesting circumstance. So before we dive into this, Rom, let's salute and give a shout out to the early arrivers. What's going on with you, Ken?
Salute.
Iceberg 1230. Checking in, Cousin Tito and Grandmaster Goodbar. Hey, I like that one. Grandmaster Goodbar. Rom Wills, salute to you.
Yeah, I'm kind of, Grandmaster, trust me. I got some stories there.
Hey, listen, we're going to bring a lot of them out tonight. Salute to you, and Espresso. Salute, Mr. Hoops.
Hello there.
Hashtag, yeah, that's for you, Rom.
Hello there.
Tristan Fitness, peace to the masters.
Peace, brother. Peace. Yeah. He's a loyal supporter.
Absolutely. It says representing high-level technicians operating globally and beyond. Absolutely. So listen. All right, we're coming through loud and clear. Pharaoh, what's up with you? Greetings to the panel of players. I'm ready for the game today, and game you shall be served because, Ron, let me get this one out. Let me get this last one out. Mr. Hoops, 8181. Thank you for your time teaching us, Master Cousin Tito and Field Master, Field General turn. There you go, Rom Wills. Absolutely. Now, Rom, before we really get into the conversation, we really have to appreciate how I was able to come across this phenomenon known as the Office duck file. Now, I'm minding my own business. I am at work at one of my 10,000 jobs one day, right? I know Ron had 1,000.
You only hit 1,000. You had to beat me out, man. I only hit 1,000, but go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Listen, because sometimes I had to work multiple jobs at the same time. You see, let me give this little background. Look, origin story, right? My ex-wife was pregnant with our now daughter when she went on maternity leave. I was young. I didn't really know how the world worked as it does work. I didn't have the level of guidance and mentorship that the people, men, young and old, and women have with resources like this. So I didn't realize that once the maternity leave ends for your spouse or significant other, it's all on you. Okay.
Yeah.
And she had a C-section, so she had to be recover well beyond the 8 weeks that the job gives. So after 8 weeks, now I don't just have one car note. I've got two car notes, Rom. I don't just have one set of insurance. I've got two sets of insurance, Rom. I don't just have one cell phone bill. I have two cell phone bills, Rom. Everybody within the sound of my voice, men, please understand this is a reality. When you call yourself being in love and your feelings and everything, and the birds are chirping and all that good stuff, you take on the role and the responsibility of provider and protector. Okay. So now her debt, her burden, her responsibility becomes yours.
Yes.
So when I say I had 10,000 jobs, look, when my daughter came, I had one job. It was in an office environment. But when she came and I had to take on the 100% of the burden of the household, I got two other jobs, Ron. Okay. So I was working 7 days a week, 2 shifts per day. Ron.
Okay. I understand. I don't think I was that. I don't think it was like that for me. I mean, I had multiple jobs, but not quite like that, man. Not quite like that. Yeah, my hustle was a little different. I did get to spend some time at home, man.
Which is a blessing. Listen. Let me tell you something. If my one job could have covered all of that, it would have been lovely. It would have been, a wonderful position. And let's just be honest, it's just reality.
Yes.
When we talk about the reality of masculinity, we have to make it do what it do. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is what happened. So Of course, I'm kidding when I say 10,000 jobs. It may have been just 900 or 9,500 jobs. But I say that to say that on one of my jobs, and in the role that I held at that time, I was in a managerial role at we'll just say a multi-use office space. So there are different divisions within this office complex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my role, the role that I played, intersected between all of it. We had a corporate section, which of course was in the upper levels. We had maintenance, we had facilities, we had the catering section, and I was one of the my department was a go-between for all of those areas involved. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to meet with uh, management from corporate, from catering, from security, from all of these different divisions within this corporate space. All right, just to give you some background. Now, this is why it's so important to understand the octane scale, to understand your class expression. All right.
Yes, because you're dealing
Even
with
though,
different people.
yes, indeed, especially in a mixed use corporate environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can make friends with anybody. I can, become friendly associates, work with anyone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it just so happens that I recognized and I knew a staff member from the catering department who came from one of my old neighborhoods. All right. For those who who may not know, there's a difference between the south side of Chicago and the west side of Chicago. There's a difference between the low end and the wild hunteds. Okay. So I'm originally from the low end, and this coworker was from the hundreds. Okay. When we say the hundreds, just like in New York, when they talk about 100 and something street, we have that here in Chicago, but it's south side, further south. Anyway, he was a 85 octane to his heart. 85 octane to his heart, but he understood how to code switch into the 87 octane space. You see, he worked in a catering department, and even though he had dreads or locked, his hair was in locks. He knew how to keep it clean. He had his baby mama or his another roster position tighten and clean and line up his locks for work, because his role required that he service the corporate suites and their catering events. And so they would have all types of dignitaries come in, CEOs of other companies, office events, presentations, board meetings, right? So he had to understand how to navigate and negotiate in those environments. Part of his uniform, included a tuxedo. So he had to understand and know how to keep how to properly fit a tuxedo.
Yeah.
How to maintain it, how to wear it and position it. Okay. How to present. He had to understand what side of the service flatware goes. He had to understand the dynamic of courses, appetizers, first course, main course, and in these spaces they had 4 to 8 course events. So I'm just giving you some background on how a savvy 85 or 87 octane understands the value of code switching.
Yeah.
But he was still an 85 octane, Rom. All right.
Yeah.
His baby mama would meet him outside at the back in their car and pick him up for work, and then and gangster rap would be blasted. We'd be like, oh, come on, man. It was funny though. However, I said that to give you just a little bit of background. Now, it just so happened that one day there was this corporate event. We also hosted weddings in the summertime because we had a nice patio space. Anyway, it just so happened that we're wrapping up this corporate event, late spring, early summertime. And his name was Mike. Shout out to Mike. He has since passed. Anybody who got libation, pour something out for Mike.
And pour out that alcohol.
We chopping it up. Absolutely, libation. We chopping it up on the patio, and we're just talking. We're going through the numbers of, what female staff members, are making it do what it do. Okay, Rom know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And we're just, just talking, shooting the stuff. All of a sudden, one of the catering managers comes over to our area, and he just sipping his cappuccino or whatever, or his tea. He liked tea. He's sipping his tea, and Rom, he's on the alteration side. He's on the delivered side, if you know what I'm talking about. And so he's like, "Hey guys, what are you talking about?" Right? And we're just like, we're just talking about different women and their personalities. He's like, "Oh, you boys are so silly. Don't you two know that you're already on the list?" We're like, wait, what list you talking about? He's like, yeah, you boys are already on the list. All the girls, they're upstairs, they talk about you all the time. And
yeah, that's how they do.
He started naming off like
that's how they do.
He started naming off, you know what I'm saying, like officers, executives, you know what I'm saying, comptroller, like accountants, like from different divisions.
Oh yeah,
because the women, no matter what, the women get together and they talk and they put men in different categories.
Oh, yeah, definitely on the job, definitely.
And so this is the origin or the point of origination for the Office Duck File. We are 18 minutes in. Once we get to the half hour mark, we will definitely make sure that we say what it is, the Office F File. This is the origin story of the Office F File.
Well, so that's how you saw it there. But I mean, I've seen the same thing, but keep going.
Absolutely. So that's how I was able to come across this valuable information. However, what that told me is that they only talk about women, only discuss the Office F File with their gay best friends. Because had it not been for that one supervisor, wanting to know what we were talking about, just shooting the stuff that one day, I would not have had this level of insight. Even as an exotic entertainer, being exposed to women just, sharing stories and swapping stories about their escapades and their exploits and what they do when their husbands are around and things of that nature. In that moment and in that span of time, I was made privy to this entirely expansive system that women use to rate men in office spaces.
Yeah.
And so tonight, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you something now. I mean, I didn't use that term, the Office Duck File, and we still got time before we get into it. But I found that out back in the 1990s when I was working on this job. And it was working for the government. And it was we had some contractors. And it was a section. They had a whole bunch of women there. It was a woman who first told me about it. Because I was working in this section with a bunch of women, but then I was moved over to this other section, still working in the government. And she said, I'd never forget it because she was cool. She had some other men. It wasn't a gay guy, but she said, "Yeah, Rom, you breaking hearts over there." I was like, "I'm breaking hearts." Yeah, you got all these women going crazy over you. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up." I started that's when I really started paying attention to it. See, women, when they get on a job, I said this, not even on a job, women always looking. They always want some. Women always want some. They always talking. If you pay attention and just listen, it might be like, one of those guys, one of those alphabet letter guys telling you. It could be a woman who just, for whatever reason, she don't want to get with you. Maybe because this particular woman, she had so many other guys she wasn't worried about getting with me, but she was letting me know some other women wanted to do some stuff with me, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So that's how I first started. I was like, oh, and really before that, really, when I really think back to it, every single job I've been on, there was some women who were down for something. Because I remember I was still, even years before when I was working in the government,
Mm-hmm.
and this woman, she had a party. Like, first of all, these women, they be on the job, they be talking about male exotic dancers all
Mm.
the time. I mean, I was hearing about them, but I remember one time this woman said to me, say, Rom, we having a bachelorette party, but we're having trouble getting a dancer. You want to come in? I'm like, I ain't a dancer. I don't have no rhythm. It's like, look, you don't have to be able to have any rhythm. Just show up. I was like, oh, snap. I didn't show up then, but then I ran into the particular dancers they will talk about later at this expo, selling some calendars and stuff. That's when I started
Right.
paying attention. I was actually offered that stuff. I was on that file. In fact, that same woman, I never forget. I turned around, saw her licking her lips. I was like, "Oh snap!" Licking her lips at me. I was like, "Oh snap!" She did hook me up with a friend of hers, though.
Oh, good girl. Good girl.
Yeah. In fact, I had talked about that friend because quite a few times I talked about that time. Was hooked up with this friend, and I went to go pick up the young lady, and she acting all innocent. You don't have to act all innocent. End of the night, I had several bite marks on me. I'll leave it at that.
Yes, indeed. And one of the more important things that I really want to drive home with this conversation, especially to the men. Now, the women know this. Let's be clear.
Yeah, they
The
they know
women
this.
know this. They have always known this. And what I want to drive home to the men in the audience tonight, and for
Hmm.
those who are listening on the restream, the women do not talk to men about the office duck file. I'm going to say
Nah,
this
they
again.
don't. Nah, they don't.
They do not and will not talk to men about the office duck file. I have asked so many women, like after that moment, after that conversation, and different
Hmm.
other instances. All right. Look, first of all, we took that information and we literally ran with it. All right. There was so
Hmm.
many adventures that happened as a result there at that place. However, in having conversations with women after that discussion, women will deny it exists,
Hmm.
just like Fight Club. Women will
Hmm.
lie and say that they don't know what you're talking about, or that
Hmm.
doesn't happen at my job. And
Hmm.
with the presentation that we're going through tonight, we're obviously going to bring evidence. You see, you've come to a space of evidence, right?
Hmm.
And when you try to bring it up with women, guys, try it in your situation and circumstance with your woman, right? Ask her, hey, boo bang, hey, babe, hey, listen, Amara is listen, hey, is there a group of men that the women talk about at your job that they wouldn't mind hanging out with? She gonna change the subject immediately,
Yes.
and that's what's gonna let you know
Well, I'm gonna tell you
that.
what.
Go,
With
go
me,
for
it
it.
was a little different. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
different because I always I could always get the women nice and comfortable. So I could always get the information out of them. Like I say, they still didn't call it like a file or something, but if they were checking out a guy or asking about somebody, they would ask me about it. And it was like, why are you checking him out? But if you really pay attention, and you know how to like kind of be that quiet fly on the wall, you can hear it. You can hear when they talking or who they want to get with. And indeed, I've hooked up with some women on the job. I've been on that file. I've been
Absolutely.
on it. I guess we'll get into it as we get deeper into this. We still got a few minutes before we can like be really raw with it. But I'm gonna tell you what, it's a powerful thing because women in general, whether it's an office, you get a group of women together, they talking about men. See that
Absolutely.
just as a little aside, too many guys think women don't want to have sex. Please, they shoot women. They get nice and comfortable. They want to stroke more than we do, and they
Absolutely.
going to, and they checking out men all the time. Whether you driving, whether you at a gym or something, they trust me. They will be up in. They checking it out. They listing them in. They categorizing them in. They categorize the men like crazy. Like I had like my book Nice Guys and Players. That was first introduced to a group of women, and I had some categories in there, and they wanted to add categories. They let me know whether or not what I was talking about was good to go. It was women. It was women. Like I said, but for the most part though, you ain't gonna find out. You just gotta have that personality, get them nice and comfortable. See, I didn't publicly judge it. Like a woman, she could say she had sex with 100 men, and I'd be like, you gonna eat that donut? Like I just got them comfortable. I just knew how to get them comfortable. That's a special skill I had, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And please, 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 those who are listening, take notes.
Hmm.
Reference your copy of the Seduction Scriptures and Nice Guys and Players, because we are about to get into the descriptions of
Hmm.
the Office duck file. Okay.
Hmm.
First, we're going to go through the categories of men who are in the file, meaning
Yes.
men that women have surveyed, have passed around their profile and their information. And now this goes throughout the entire office space.
Yeah. No matter where you
Secondly,
at.
absolutely, from top to bottom, from the maintenance department all the way up to the C suite areas, right?
Hmm.
And then we're going to cover the men who are not in the Office F file
Yeah.
under the
Exactly.
title of F. Now, there are some men who are neutral, okay, both voluntarily and involuntarily. But what I really want to present tonight that will drive this point home is the section that women have and this phenomenon, and what women do and what women have done and are actively doing is highlighting their position in the office duck file, as you will see tonight. And so, without further ado, here's a quick question, Ron, real quick, if you have the answer. Aaron ADS says, is there an audio version of the book Nice Guys and Players?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put a link for it in the description box. I just gotta get it. It's on my Vimeo. And I just
Okay,
gotta
perfect.
bring it up. So just go ahead and keep talking.
Yep. Yep. Whenever you can, just go ahead and put it in there. And now, without further ado, let's get into the Office duck file here. First, we have what I refer to as the Office Sage. Now,
Hmm.
the Office Sage is someone who is neutral within the Office F file by choice. He is neutral by choice, meaning that he understands the necessity to be an observer, the necessity not to necessarily indulge in the Office F file with the women within the office space. He works as a mentor, a type of guide for the younger men who are willing to listen, the younger men who don't think that they're above the program or bigger than the program. Ron, what can you tell us about the Office Sage?
The Office Sage, I mean, he's the guy who's really seen everything going on. I mean, he's kind of like that's kind of where I was. You know, you could see it. I mean, because you might have been through it. You might have been on the Office fuck file, or can I? Oh, I can say it now. Yeah, we got time. Yeah, I've been on it, and but you seeing everything going on. You observing everything. and you know where somebody stands, where they going, who the women checking out, and you really learning how to stay out of trouble.
Right. Absolutely. And one of the, for those who have read the book and those who are looking at it right now, between the pages 76 and 78, one of the most important aspects to the office sage is his level of sovereignty. He has a
Hmm.
level of personal sovereignty, meaning that he's put his work in. He has his retirement package set up. He has his own venture outside of the office space. So his livelihood is not necessarily tied to and or dependent upon his standing within this office dynamic. So he has
Hmm.
the ability to be honest and forward. He doesn't have
Hmm.
to play nice. He doesn't have to play politics to a certain extent. So if a man, a young man, finds himself in the presence of an office sage, he would do well to ask questions of this gentleman. Take him
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
right. Uh,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because I've been in the presence of office sages before. They can see everything going on. They know what's up. Like if you want to be, if you like even checking out a woman, you might want to take that guy to the side, like because he could tell you what's going on with different women in the place, like because you checking out that woman, she got that progression, she got that nice old butt dunk, she got that thick thighs with save lives. But
indeed,
he's the one you probably go to and say he might be like, yeah, you might want to do this, nah, you might want to leave her alone, nah, this she could be a problem, yeah, this one, she, if you even say hi to her too much, she might want to go to human resources. So
right,
he can see what's up. See, that's the thing. He knows what's up. And he, like I said, he might have been on that file. He probably got with some women, but see, he knows everything going on. He's seeing everything in the office or wherever the space is, whether you're on a retail job or something. He can tell you what's up with every woman. And he knows what's up. He knows what's going on. He knows the office politics. You
correct,
definitely want to talk to them, man. Every job, I don't care what it is, whether it's the government, whether it's some corporate office, some retail place, got at least one guy who sees everything going on.
right. And 9 times out of 10, he wants you to win. I'll say
Yeah,
it again. 9 times out of 10, he wants you to win. He has
yeah.
been where you are. He
Hmm.
knows the path ahead. And he also understands that the teacher won't necessarily appear unless the student is ready.
Yeah.
Right? So let's move forward with what the students look like. These are the gentlemen who are smack dab in the office fuck file. Here we go, starting with the office Adonis. Now,
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. Let me
you
trust
all
me.
over this one. Go ahead.
As soon as he get in the office, the women they already checking him out. Every woman from the manager to the woman who just in there cleaning, they all checking him out. They is shoot, it's some of the more cold blooded office F files. Shoot, they actually taking their like place. Like you might have the office manager saying, "Nah, I got him first," and then the woman who's like the administrative assistant, she said, "Oh well, okay, let her get it first, but I'm getting it." They got their pecking order. They discussing it. Even when the women are by themselves, they deciding who going to get the first crack at them. They like,
Exactly.
oh yeah, he could get it. He could get
Exactly.
it. Trust me. And that's because in to be the office Adonis, he just gotta be like attractive to the women. And also, here's something else. And we can get into this a little bit. They might check him to see how like quiet is he gonna be. Because that's
Correct.
one of the thing how much discretion he got. Because if he one of those dudes and he seemed like he talking about everything he doing and telling everything, they might be like, you know what, he was fine, but he talking too much. You know.
Absolutely. And you're 100% correct in terms of the pecking order
Mm-hmm.
with which the women in an office environment adhere to. Now,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, mainstream would like to have people believe that women are egalitarian in their nature. Certainly not. There are only certain circumstances in which women are egalitarian. Most
Oh man.
circumstances, women form what I refer to as the female group hierarchy. Obviously,
Nah,
another section of my book discusses that, and we can discuss that in another conversation in and of itself. However,
mm-hmm.
that hierarchy absolutely exists in the office space. And you know
Oh
who's at the
yeah.
top of that hierarchy?
Mm.
The women in HR.
Oh yeah.
Women in HR are at the top of the female group hierarchy within an office setting because they have the most power. And we will see that power on display later in this particular conversation. But when we talk about the office Adonis, of course, I have experience with this particular archetype because even though women will shoot their shot at you,
Mm-hmm.
even though you'll find yourself just, oh, oops, mistakenly, oh, how did we get in the copy room together alone? How did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
Or she may ask you, hey, could you lift this heavy box for me? Oh, where
Mm-hmm.
is it? It's back in my cubicle, 3 doors down in the corner. What?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Can you get something out of the storage room with me? Can you come with me to the storage room? Shoot, sometimes they might even be just blatant with you. You could be saying whatever. Say, hey, why don't we go to lunch or something? You just like-
Yes,
or you get
yes,
that manager like this one job I had. This manager, I mean, she would just blatantly just bring me food, blatantly. And she would say, "Oh,
absolutely.
just to get you to do something." It was like other people were picking up on it. It's like, how come you be getting all these snacks and stuff? I was like, I don't know, just to get me to do something. I was like,
Yes, indeed.
okay.
So let's be clear. For those who are listening to this particular presentation, understand that there's no question whether or not you're the office Adonis. When you walk into
Mm-hmm.
the room, all eyes are on you. Women
Mm-hmm.
make overt gestures in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
Women make overt instances of flirtatiousness. The office
Mm-hmm.
Adonis practices body game to the T. Let's be understanding about what we're dealing with here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the number one draft pick. This is the MVP. This is the top tier guy that women do not mind sharing. As a matter of fact, like
Mm-hmm.
Rob said, they will set up a scenario in which one woman gets first dibs so that she can
Mm-hmm.
report back to the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the women how it was, what had
Oh
happened,
man,
how long did
yeah.
it go, what did he do, how did he flip her around, what did it happen at, how many rounds did y'all go, all of these things you better know. How is his performance? Does he measure up? All of these things are being discussed by the women who
Yeah.
engage and indulge in the office fuck file. Gentlemen, do not take this information for granted. Okay, you either are in the office fuck file or you are not. And as we continue in this presentation, take notes and take a
Well,
reflective. Go ahead.
let me add something. I have to really emphasize you gotta be discreet because, like, I was on one of my jobs and I hooked up with this young girl, right? And then this other woman was asking something, and I was the one acting stupid. I was like, no, if I would have hooked up with anybody, I'd be real quiet. I'd be real quiet, and she got happy. That happened a few times. Of women, I said that to a woman. A woman said that to me. I said, because I said, no, I'll be quiet. I wouldn't say anything. And she gave me that look like, yeah,
Yeah, it's on.
yeah. Cause shoot, that happened to me when I was working on this job at a gym. This woman was talking about called a place a den of inequity. And I never forget she was talking about cheating and stuff, all the people in there cheating. I said, nah, if I cheated, I'd be real quiet. This woman looked me dead in the eye and said, you'd be the man I cheat with.
There you
And
go.
you know, her husband came to pick her up a few hours later, but she looked me dead in the eye and told me. I mean, that's how it is. I don't care where you at, there's going to be an office. If there's women there, if there's more than one woman, there's going to be a foul. It could be two
Absolutely.
women. They talking. Women talk. That's all you need is two women. I don't care where it is. Trust me. Those women get together. Trust me, they ain't talking to they in your presence, they might talk about how to cook some food, but if they by
That's it.
themselves, in fact, I
Yes.
mean, I've like I said, I can get women comfortable. They say shoot, they be talking sex all the time. We ain't
Absolutely.
around. Guys I don't know why guys be thinking, well, guys, I don't know. Guys want to think they don't talk about sex. It's like, no, they just ain't getting with them, man. You know, I know cousin T-Tar talk about the guys who probably want to believe they don't be talking about that or don't be checking out the office Adonis. Now I know we're going to get into that, but trust me, if it's two women there, there's a foul.
Absolutely a file. And just keep in mind, I just want to put a reminder out there. All right, this is just a slight reminder for those who have your copy of the Seduction Scriptures. You already know this, but for those who do not, and you've ordered it, obviously, and it's on the way. Keep in mind that on page 76, when I introduce this dynamic, the first thing that I say is that I do not recommend entertaining or approaching women where a man works. However, there are exceptional situations that offer an observant man the chance to experience an exchange of playtime in a discretionary way. All right. This, of course, comes from page 76 of the Seduction Strippers. Now, number 2, we have the suit and tie guy. The suit and tie guy. Now, this is the type of gentleman in the office space who is the high achiever. He can sell salt to a slug. He can sell ice, to a polar bear. It doesn't matter what the task is. He has the ability to get it done. He is the closer. And you know what comes with being a closer, Ron? That
Mm-hmm.
mouthpiece.
Oh yeah,
That
nah, that
mouthpiece.
dude. That's that dude who can just talk. That's that dude who's comfortable with the women. He no matter what, he can just talk with them. Like if he goes for a woman, it's pretty much a done deal. He's talking with her. You see them going to lunch. It's like he might not be the office Adonis, but he going to get the panties. But he got that mouthpiece. He's the talker. He's that conversation. He can get her nice and comfortable. Shoot. But go ahead, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. Shout out to Adonis and Anointed One. Yeah, keep in mind anybody who has a question, put it in the chat. Obviously, the super chats will be prioritized, and keep in mind that Rom Wills is Cash App and Patreon are scrolling at the bottom
Mhm.
of the screen. Anointed One
Support a
says this.
brother, man. Support a brother. Support
Absolutely,
all of us. Support both of
absolutely.
us.
Just great work. Real talk, the majority out here ain't getting good sex, whether she's in a relationship or not. Women want that good and will give mountains to get it. These are
Real
facts.
talk. Facts. Real talk. Real talk.
So basically, the suit and tie guy is a clean cut, great smelling, high performer who can literally charm the pants off of most women. Just give him 2 minutes
Hmm.
alone with most women, and they'll be begging to find out if there's truth behind his wicked words. Now, for those who are educated, for those who are of the 92 octane class, here's your archetype, right?
Hmm.
You don't have to be a nerd. You don't have to be a geek, even though there are spaces for you as well. You just have to understand your tribe and your environment. But Don't think that just because you're not an Adonis, like Rom said, that you are not in the office fuck file. You are definitely someone who is desirable to women, and someone who is on women's radar. You just need to
Yes.
understand what your position is and
Yeah.
play it so that everyone involved wins.
Well,
Okay?
here's the thing with women, man. Here's the thing. Everybody is not going to be on like that office fuck file, that office Adonis. That don't mean you can't get any. You just got to do it in a different manner. Because women, they still want to connect with somebody emotionally. Now, if
Absolutely.
yeah, you might not be able to get it right away. Okay, but if they can talk with you, they can laugh with you. As women would say, they find you sexy, and they'll say he's sexy in his own way. Even if they don't
Mm.
find you attractive initially, like they might look at you the first time they see you and they're like, well, he all right. But then you get them laughing, you get them comfortable, they can tell you stuff, you're not judging what they saying. And then, they can always talk with you and all of that. Boom, all of a sudden it's like, hey, you want to help? Hey, can you come to the storage room with me to get something real quick? Burn, burn,
That's it.
burn.
That's it.
Be in a storage room, get your butt hit by a manager who got some files in their hand, hitting you on the butt, or another woman like giving you that little tight hug or something in the storage room. Oh yeah, I've been in some storage rooms.
Yes, indeed. Yes, and many different jobs.
Oh man. Oh man, I got some stories. Oh shit. I don't know if as an officer Adonis, well, on all of them, but trust me, if you know how to be cool, and especially you got that mouthpiece, yeah, if you that salesperson, trust me, something will happen. But keep going, man.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
Yes, indeed. Next up, we have the intern. Now, this is for the younger brothers in the audience,
Mm-hmm.
just out of college or still in college, who has that internship. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what sector you're in. You could be in STEM. You could be getting your BA, working towards your MBA. You could
Mm-hmm.
be in a position to where you're going into finance. You're going into architecture. You could be going into community service. It doesn't matter. You are going to
Mm-hmm.
find yourself as an intern at some
Mm-hmm.
point in your journey. Just know
Mm-hmm.
that because of your youth, your vitality, because of your ability to go and get it, right? Uh, your fresh face and your energy, your masculine energy, that you're still trying to learn how to
Mm-hmm.
master. You've got unbridled masculine energy, and that is
Mm-hmm.
attractive to women, especially
Mm,
in an office space. So, of
mm,
course, the intern is in the office fuck file because
mm,
of this abundance of masculine energy, because of
mm,
your youth, because of your accessibility, because most women who are already in an office space are in a de facto position of authority to an
mm,
intern. Go get the coffee. Oh, could you run this errand? Or
mm,
help me go get this thing situated or settled over here, or help me
mhm,
come with me and do this thing. Oh, no, don't worry about it, we'll take my car, you don't have to get an
mhm,
Uber. Uh-oh.
mhm. Dun,
Watch out.
dun, dun. Yeah, it
So
is some stuff that happen. All you had to do is just be just kind of cool, eager, kind of let the game come to you, especially if you're a young guy, right? Let the game
absolutely,
come to you.
that's a
Because
very
trust
good
me,
point.
because these women are looking. These women horny. Like I've said in a video, car video, these women thirsty out here. And a lot of times they could have a husband at home, boyfriend or something, and they ain't getting what they can. Trust me. I know I got so many stories, either of something I'm doing on a job or somebody I'm knowing doing something on a job. Oh, trust me. Trust me.
Yeah,
But go
and
ahead, man.
let's not discount the power of fantasy. A lot of women
Mm,
are in good situations, right?
mm,
Got the family, got, or she may be single. She may, just be a career driven person. And she looks over across the aisle or across the cubicle set, and she sees this fresh faced guy who can do, who's running around carrying the files, putting mail in boxes. And all of a sudden she wants you to put mail in her box. Uh-oh. You see? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman who is hard up for adult fun, but the power of fantasy plays a role in where men find themselves within the office fuck file. Now, moving forward, here we have the ding dong delivery guy.
Oh,
ding-dong delivery guy. Now,
yeah.
If you are on page 78 in your copy of the Seduction Scriptures, and or when you get your copy of the Seduction Scriptures, go to page 78. This description breaks down the ding-dong doorbell delivery guy. It says this: his roughneck vibe, coupled with his tattooed muscular frame, has the women of the office anticipating the very moment his packages are delivered. Now, this gentleman does not necessarily have to be college educated.
Nah.
He doesn't even have to have a trade, right? He's a working class guy who is making it do what it does. You know how much those UPS drivers were making at one point? 6 figures, Ron. 6 figures.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you what. There was an old commercial. It was for one of these soft drinks. And every time this dude would take a break, women, they knew what time he would take a break. They would just rush to the windows and watch him. It was one of those old commercials. They knew women will check out that dude. And I've heard about some of those office delivery guys. I heard about this woman who was working in this office, and this dude would just deliver stuff in, and you just head to her office. She just bend over real quick, pull the panties down, let him hit it, and he wouldn't even break stride. Just go in, tap it real quick, and then go. Keep delivering. But you know what? That goes right into what you were saying about that fantasy and stuff. Plus, he got that tight body. Like when I be talking body game, I be nice sometimes, but man, if you got a tight body, women going to go crazy. Women go
Absolutely.
like I said today in a car video. Women, the women were the ones who told me about body game. Really, it wasn't guys telling me. If guys was saying that, I wasn't paying attention. But you get a bunch of women saying and then getting out the whipped cream, you all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. So that
Absolutely.
guy, and that guy taps into the fantasy. He taps into something that could happen real quick. And then he's probably quiet. Now, if he a smart one, shoot, he probably got 3 or 4 women along his route. Especially he
Yes.
UPS guy or one of these delivery guys. I'll say delivery. I ain't gonna give the company out, but it could be whatever. He delivery guy or something, and the women checking him out.
Absolutely. Shout out to Brian. Brian Marino says, "That's me, delivery man." Yeah, I'm sure you've got stories, Brian. So at the gym, one of the gyms or locations that I work out at or frequent, we have a lot of delivery guys. Obviously, a lot of roughneck guys, construction guys, and things of that nature. But the delivery guys, man, there's one guy he was telling me a story about how he had, like you said, a route, and he was naming the different women from the different departments at the routes that he would see during his daily tour of delivering packages. And he's in one instance, the woman on this route was anticipating his arrival so much that when he took a day off and some other guy came in, they tried to report the other guy
Mm-hmm.
so that
Oh.
that he would never be assigned to that route again, so that
Mm.
it would just be the standard guy's route. They were that ruthless. They were trying to ensure
Man.
that the same guy would deliver, because like you said, he can be in and out so quick, and the women are already anticipating. This is why we say the power of fantasy is necessary. The women have in their mind the fantasy before they even get out of bed that morning, let alone get into the shower, let alone pick out what outfit to wear. We're going to talk about the outfits in just a moment that women wear when they want to entice, when they want to tempt the men who are in the office profile. That
Oh,
fantasy starts.
I got some stories for that. I got some
Absolutely.
stories, man. This one young girl, man,
Absolutely.
when she came to the office one time, man, she had those shapely legs, had that short old skirt. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hit it. I ain't gonna lie, I just hit it. I hit it. Cause she was going hard for her brother. And I knew it as
Absolutely.
soon as she came in, because I mean, there's been quite a few times different jobs. You see that one woman come in, she dressed a certain way. She going for somebody. She hunting. In fact, I told one woman she came to work one time, hair fixed up, had that short black dress on. I said, "You hunting, aren't you?" She was like, "Damn right." It's just like, oh shit.
Yes.
Oh damn.
And let's be clear what's happening. Let's be very clear, Ron. You and I
Mm,
are revealing secrets that
mm-hmm.
have remained buried for
Mhm,
decades. This is a
mhm,
revelation right now for a lot of people. You see that? Those cable
mhm.
installation dudes. Shout out to Joe Blass.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Respect to the Scorpio and General. Absolutely. Real quick, Joe Blass asked this question. I ain't the Adonis. Okay. How can I strengthen my mouthpiece? Well, first thing you need to do is get some coaching about you. Uh,
You
select
sure
or
you ain't the
choose a.
Adonis, man? You was a muscular, you a big ass brother, man. Shook your hand and shit, man. Almost crushing my hand.
There you
You
go.
sure about that, man?
Well,
I don't know, man.
listen, hey, Rom.
You might
Hey,
not
this is
realize what's up, man.
right.
You might be on some job. The woman's like, yeah, you might not. You just pay attention first. You might not need the mouthpiece. They just should. They might want you to tear them up. Be like, hey, you want to come into the storage room? I need some help moving this box or something. Shit.
And let's be clear as well. Part of your mouthpiece has to do with how you manage the situation, how you
Mm-hmm.
put women in the best position to win, and especially yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're referring to the job site, you really, really have to be thoughtful and considerate about the environment, right? Just because you're attractive to a volatile chick who will blow up the whole spot doesn't mean that it's a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to show discretion and discernment when you're
Mm-hmm.
at a job site. So
Oh
all of
yeah.
this factors into you playing your position. Now, the easiest way that you can tell whether or not you're the office Adonis is when you walk into a room. Well, first of all, you got to understand what your you know what your office environment is like, right? Are you in the trades? Are you in the corporate space? Are you an officer? It those make the difference. Secondly, are you wearing clothes or a uniform like the gentleman that's on the screen right now that fits your form, right? You see, you can have the potential to display body game, but it could be misrepresented by ill-fitting clothing
Mm-hmm.
or clothing that does not accentuate your frame. Remember, there's a section in the seduction scriptures that talk about getting uh, critique and coaching from a qualified, stylist. You can go to the Men's Warehouse. They have personal stylists. You can go to, a Neiman Marcus. You don't have to shop there, while they're still there. You can go to Macy's. You can go anywhere where they perform tailoring. because what a tailor does is they view silhouettes all day. They look at the frames of men and women, and they understand how to pair fabrics, right? They
Mm-hmm.
understand how to cut and to shape a particular garment so that it accentuates your most appropriate or your most appealing aspects. Is it your arms? Is it your chest? Is it your shoulders? Right? Does it need to taper at your waist or does it need to flare out? These are the things that you can discover that are free, that are, in your control right now. That when you present yourself into the office space, just like we're saying now, the office Adonis gets the eyes as soon as he walks into the space. Women can't help themselves. They give immediate compliments.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, low key be trying to harass you, okay, with the way that
Yeah.
they make their remarks. Women are not afraid to harass men because they know it's a double standard, and they
Yeah.
leverage that double standard. They leverage that
Oh
double standard
my
because
goodness.
they don't think that there are going to be repercussions. So these are some quick tips and ways to understand what your position is, but also following along as we go through these other positions throughout the office fuck file will also assist you on
Yes.
your path of mastery.
Yeah. And let me just say one thing because I mean, I know you're about to get on to the other side of it, but discernment. And one of the things you got to, for the most part, you got to really let the game come to you. Sit back. Like whenever I would go on any of my jobs, I'd just be quiet and just sit back and look. I just be quiet, just observe everything no matter what. You go on a job, don't be like, oh, she got fat ass. Let me go talk to her. Sit back, see what's up, see what the layout is, see what everybody is. If you can figure out right away who that office sage is, talk to him right away, get friendly with him, and then he could tell you what's going on in the office. And he'll be checking you out too. Because if you getting all corny, just saying, "Hey, can I talk to that woman or something?" He might be like, "Whatever," you
Mm,
know.
interesting. Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely seek out the counsel of the office sage. That's a really good piece of advice for Joe Blast,
Yeah,
because he'll let you know what he has observed in that office space. As long as he's not a hater, all right.
yeah.
make, make sure he's not a hater. Shout out to William Trigoso. Says you have come to the space of evidence. Absolutely, absolutely. These are wonderful. Let's see, stories that you guys are telling in the comments. Keep those comments coming in terms of
Mm,
how you are relating to the office fuck file so far. What does this say? Lightbringer.
He gave some money. Thanks, man.
What does it say? BJ Sitmore had a stalemate debate against former shy Shadow World expert hardcore Tito. I'm not sure what that is. On the Machismo TV YT channel, it was good points on both sides.
That's good.
Okay,
That's good.
uh, it's always good to have good debate so that there's a progression that comes as the benefit to the good debate. So we appreciate that from you. Thank you very much. And so that is the Ding Dong Delivery Guy
Mm-hmm.
and the Office Fuck File. Now, let's see what we got coming up next. This is someone who would not, this is starting the side of men in the office space who are not in the Office Fuck File. First, we have none other than the silent cosplayer. Excuse me. The silent cosplayer.
Mm.
Well, what else? What else can we say? Sorry to this man. Sorry to this guy. He's super excited about C2E2. He's super excited about Comic Con. There may be a cosplaying chick in the office. Unfortunately, cosplaying chicks don't tend to go for cosplaying guys unless you're attractive. That's, I mean, just
Yeah.
We have to be honest. We have to be honest. If the office Adonis was into cosplay, then the cosplay chick in the office would definitely go for him in that.
Yeah, this guy. It's like you said with this guy. It's like what can you say? He ain't getting no parts of the pussy. I mean, just move on, man. I don't got nothing else to say. Just
All right, sorry
move
to this
on.
man. Next, we have the old man in the cafeteria. Now, this this person and a lot of guys and women, I know you're out there. You can let us know. It's okay. This is a safe space mostly. Um, when you have encountered this particular guy. All right. Now, the Me Too movement eliminated a lot of this from the spaces. However, some of it still lingers. Now, they're not as handsy as they used to be. However, the lingering eyes, the staring, the gawking with the mouth open, there are telltale signs on whether or not you are the handsy old guy or a handsy old man in the cafeteria. Now, I want everybody within the sound of my voice to make sure that you give a like, subscribe, and forward this particular conversation to those who you know can benefit from this ism. Rom, what do you think?
The thing with that guy is he's doing the opposite of what I'm saying. First of all, like if you notice with the guys who are getting it, they kind of letting the game come to them. But see, this old guy, he trying to get it. He just going to holler. At some point, he should expect to be in human resources. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. He should expect there. Shoot, probably they probably sitting back already, like getting his file together because he's coming on too strong. He's not the office Adonis, you know. He ain't the suit and tie guy. He don't got that thing making him smile. He ain't that intern. He ain't that ding dong delivery guy. You know, he the guy working there. He checking out the women. He's staring too hard. Might be drooling or something like that. He might even be all loud, say, "Yeah, I'm gonna hit that," and the woman's just like, "Oh crap," you know, trying to work too hard to get the woman, doing all that, you know. She go in the storage room to legitimately get something. He rushing in afterwards or something. You know, he might be that type, always trying to hug all the women, no matter what, no matter what. And it was like, nah, this guy, yeah, he just trying too hard. And look, fellas, you don't want to be this guy, no matter what. You actually better be in a cosplay guy. Just be the cosplay guy. Therefore, no women will deal with you. But at the same time, you ain't touching the women. But if you that like the old guy in the cafeteria or whatever or in the office, they watching it. It's like they gonna get nervous. They gonna keep a distance. In fact, they'll probably keep that job as professional as possible. And you sure as hell ain't gonna hear a whisper about what they doing with the office Adonis. In fact, let me do something. He might even pick up on the office Adonis and try to be real friendly, find out what the office Adonis are doing. But the office Adonis, if he's smart, is gonna be like, man, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm just doing my job. You know, if he's smart. Because
Absolutely.
the handsy old guy, like I said, it's just a matter of time before he heads to human resources. Trust me, they taking notes on every little thing he doing.
Certainly. And when we say that these men are not in the office file, they are filed under not fuckable. Okay. So,
Yeah.
and please avoid. So women definitely talk about the cosplayer. There's another guy who got caught up in the rendering process here. That's actually behind the silent cosplayer, who I refer to as the office pet, aka Mr. Friendzone. I
Mm.
want to do a breakdown really quick of Mr. Friendzone. He's always bringing flowers and Valentines for the hotties in the office, and just wants a hug in return. He never says no to running last minute errands for the most obnoxious items, but only for the women. The women only tolerate him because he snitches on the activities of the men who are in the office fuck file. So men who are in an office space, it behooves you to know your position, because if you don't know, first of all, who you are, okay, let's start with the basics.
Mm.
Let's move on beyond that. But if you don't know your position, you will be used. You'll be used
Mm.
as a tool. You will be used as a scout. You'll be used as an informant. Women
Mm.
will leverage your
Mm.
desire for them against the type of men that they actually desire. Oh yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Josh says, when I worked in a white collar environment, I would mix business with pleasure. Didn't want to have a call from HR. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, you did. Yeah, that's always sound advice. Do not mix business with
Yeah.
pleasure if you can help it.
Well, let me say something because it was a comedy reel about that years ago, and this guy was doing all this stuff in the office, and somebody was just joking, "Yeah, don't do this." He's bringing all flowers to these women, doing all this stuff, trying to be their friend, trying to talk with them, and that the thing is with that guy, the women ain't gonna really tell him anything, and if you on the office F file, you definitely need to recognize that guy because you can't trust that guy. You cannot
Right.
trust him. It was like if you'd office Adonis, recognize that. See, the office sage, you said in the office sage, that's one of them, that's another reason you need to talk with the office sage and find out what's up. Because office sage already recognize all these characters and stuff. And so the office sage might say, nah, don't talk with him. In fact, that's the type of guy like that office friend. He'll say something. He'll say something about the women, see what you saying. Now you might have like tapped that woman like 5 ways to Sunday. Her ass might have been waving all in the air, but he'll ask you something, and all you say is, yeah, she all right. You just keep it going. You don't talk to him. Like if you ever in the office and a guy asks you about a woman, you don't say you keep that shit to yourself, no matter what, no matter who the guy is.
Yes,
No
indeed.
matter who the guy is, and then unless you really only way you tell him anything, you really get to know him. You find out he on the file too. Then y'all might can compare notes, but you ain't gonna find out right away. But if you get
Right.
somebody asking you some shit right away, and I do mean some shit right away, like as soon as you get in there, they try and find out some stuff. Nah, you don't say anything. They asking. I've actually had that happen. This young woman I tapped, this other guy wanted to tap it real bad. He would be asking about it. I would be like, well, I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know. What's up? I mean, man, she all right. You know?
Right.
You gotta be
Exactly.
real careful. You gotta be real careful with that guy. Cause Mr. Friendzone, the women already decided they ain't gonna give him some. In fact, they mad because I remember this one job I was on. This woman, I mean, she was real attractive, but she got mad this guy was coming all hard. And this guy was
Hmm.
coming hard. He was even coming hard for the woman I got with that he was trying to get. And I remember one time I saw him in the office. He had his arm around her and stuff, and she was just putting up with it. But that really wasn't. She wasn't going to give him nothing. Yeah, because if she was going to give him some, she'd already did it. You know.
Right.
You got to
Right.
pay
No,
attention to
absolutely.
all that little stuff. You got to pay attention. That's why I say, cousin Tito has said it several times. I'm going to say it. You need to study what we're talking about. Because let's be real, you on the job, you be seeing some fine ass women. And shoot. I lost track of how many women I got with I worked with, but I was more in that office fuck file, and I knew how to keep it quiet. Because even
The
now I ain't gonna
number
call
one.
any names.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's part of the game. That is a part. Discretion is part of the game. Discretion and discernment is part of the game. And
Yeah.
that's one of the most important things that we can bring across in these conversations. And that's a part of your mouthpiece. That's a part of your philosophy. That's a part of your understanding of masculine mastery. Now,
Yeah. Let me just say one quick thing, because I
go
know
ahead. Go ahead.
every now and then I get somebody on my channel is like, oh, we want some receipts or something. But I mean, and there's a couple times I've had some young lady on. But I'm gonna tell you what, one of the things the women would say is, well, okay, we're gonna do this. This ain't gonna be on one of your videos. I've had that happen several times. And I just got to the point seeing how some guys gonna respond just with a couple young ladies I've been with on my channel. I was just like, you know what? I rather they don't think I have anything. If they don't think I have anything or doing anything or don't want to use the knowledge, don't use it then. Because women are
That's it.
paying attention to that. Shoot, in fact, one woman who followed this, I didn't realize she followed. I was like, wait a minute, I met her before. And she might know it because she actually hit up my Cash App. I was like, wait a minute, I thought I recognized that face. I thought I recognized it. So you gotta, that discretion part is very important. If you be nice
Right.
and quiet, you could probably tear up a whole bunch of women.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're right about that. They game goofy. It was like, come on, man, because trust me, the women be they want to keep their shit quiet. They even no matter what their situation is, they don't want to be put out there for other guys to know what's up. And if you in the office, man, that you really got to have some discretion because that's potentially your job.
No, absolutely. Well, just think about it logically. Who wants to put their business out in the street? That's just like saying, "Oh, you got 6 figures in your bank account. Prove it. Show me the bank. Show me the numbers. Show me the PIN number. Show me the route. Like, show me your information. I don't believe you holding like you holding. Why would you try to show somebody all that for what?
Nah, you let that, man. Nah. It was like, if you don't think I'm doing anything, don't watch the channel. That's all I say. Shoot. That's why I tell people, I say, shoot, don't matter what I'm doing anyway. All that matters is what's working for you. And if you in the office, you gotta be real quiet because shoot, they checking out the office of Donna's. Shoot, you might getting all the women. Of course, they talking. No, shoot, they telling each other what's up. Cause shoot, you do one good, the rest of them want to find out. Shoot,
No, you just made
that's
a
all
good point. You made a really good point.
you do
You know
one
why?
good. Well, go ahead.
No, you just said it. Do you know why they talk amongst themselves and they share all of that information with each other?
Nah, cause
The
they
women?
should. They want to get some too. They want that good deed
Well,
too.
because they are sworn to secrecy. And if somebody steps out of line, they all have the evidence on each other, so they can blow up each other's spot. That's why they tell everything to each
Oh,
other.
okay.
I mean, women, man, they're a cold piece, man. Listen,
You right about that. I'm thinking about some other stuff, but you right about
yeah.
that. You right
Oh
about
man,
that.
yes
Shoot.
indeed. Oh yeah. You want to talk about extortionists? They are
Shoot.
social extortionists. Women are social extortionists. Okay, and that's why they pry and they peek and they sneak and they try their best, especially when a woman first comes into a situation or a dynamic. They try to they try to treat her um, like she is gold. Hey, how you doing? Let's go to lunch. Hey, come into our friend group. We're having a party or get together or something like that. That's so that they can see who she is, see who she knows, see what they can get on her, and see what she can handle.
Yeah.
And the name of the
Yeah.
game is mutually assured destruction. Okay.
Man, I'm gonna tell you
um,
what, man. Women, women, man, they don't play around, man.
Absolutely.
They don't play around. And trust me, fellas, we can't emphasize that enough. Do not think that woman is super innocent.
Right. Oh,
When
please.
they're around each other, if you can catch them at maybe like a party or something with a dancer or something or whatever they doing, trust me, they be getting theirs. They be getting theirs. That's why if a woman tell me she been with 5 men, I already automatically put it up to 10. It's just a matter. She just counting the ones she had a good relationship with. She don't count the ones she got with in the storage room, or
These are facts.
that one she got with behind the 7-Eleven real quick. Shoot.
Shout out
Man.
to Mulatto. Yes, indeed. Read the group chat. Do you know how encrypted that that is
Man,
to be
I'm
able
gonna
to
tell
get
you,
into a female group chat? Ain't no way you get into a female group chat unless you're a female. And even
man,
then, the female that you know how you just you chilling, you kicking it with your ride or die or your homegirl or whatever, and she can even be saying, "Oh, this group chat is off the chain." You be like, "Oh, for real? Let me see." She is not gonna let you see none of that. It would
man.
take an act of Congress for her to release those files. Listen, listen, women got files too.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you what, man, because there was a website, it was an infidelity site, man. I had to like pretend like I was a woman just to join that thing. It wasn't one of those things you could read like a lot of websites and stuff. You can read that shit offline. Nah, I had to pretend like I was a woman just to join that, and what they were saying was off the chains, man. And
Absolutely.
this was halfway public. So imagine when they got their own group and they talking, and like I said, let's just say I got some spies in there. They'll say, "Yeah, Ron, we be saying
But
this and that." Like I said, I know. Shoot, I got that mouthpiece part. I know how to get them real comfortable.
but do you see the extreme that a man would have to go just to be made privy to this information? Do you
Hmm.
see how extremely held close and secret this information is? That's
Hmm.
why. Shout out to let's see, Rashad Smith. Shout out to
Oh, the
you for the
mailroom guy.
fan. Yeah, my brother was in the mailroom of a major corp like Tommy Davidson in Strictly Business and was knocking women down in the early to mid 90s. That's it. Yeah, pre me too. That's why this is valuable information. We appreciate you for that,
Hmm.
Finn, Rayshard. But we are going to take it even further. Okay. Now, now we have the C suite wannabe playboy.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
the C suite wannabe playboy.
Hmm.
This man has put in years. He's got
Hmm.
tenure. He's got seniority. He's gone back, like I said, to get his MBA. He's probably even got his doctorate. He has years of experience. He's
Hmm.
sat in on board meeting decisions.
Hmm.
He generates value for the company.
Hmm.
And what do you think he does with that? Well, of course, if you have your copy of the seduction scriptures, you know what he does.
Hmm.
It says he's gotten, this is page 78, he's gotten a couple of younger women out to lunch with the promise of showing them the ropes. He's
Hmm.
been on he's been on the avoid if at all possible list ever since. Now, there's one other thing that he does. And I really want those who are listening to this to understand and appreciate that I started writing this book in 2018. I published this book in March of 2020. Okay. This is before a certain group of gentlemen arose in these spaces. All right. Now, this other attribute of the C suite wannabe playboy, he racks up frequent sex tourist miles to Cambodia and fancies his sports car and boat which may appeal to the occasional jump off. Rom, this is a passport, bro. Let's be clear.
Yeah, you know what?
Respect to them. Respect to them. However, go ahead, Rom.
Well, I was just going to say, that's the guy who's going to try to use his position. He'll get that woman because he ain't really aware that these women talking about him anyway. And he'll get that woman when she just joined to get on the job or something. He'll try to get with her quick. Now, what it usually happens, the scenario is she might be all friendly and stuff, but then stop being friendly after about like a few weeks. That's because the rest of the women then got to her. They say, "Girl, let me tell you some stuff real quick." Let them know. See dudes like this, they'll jump on them quick, try to get it as quick. And the woman, it might be some young girl, don't know anything, but she just don't know the other women on the job yet. And see, he trying to use his position or something. He trying to be on the office fuck file. He trying to use that money, that position, and everything to get it. He's not the office Adonis or something. He don't have that mouthpiece. He trying too hard because, like I said, on the office fuck file, you in many ways you gotta let the game come to you. But see, this guy ain't gonna do that. You know, this guy ain't gonna
Right.
do that. He trying to like use his position to get something. It's interesting because I saw that actually on All My Children one time. And Different World one time, the guy trying to use whatever to get what he can. It don't work that way though. It don't work that way. That guy, I mean, like you said, that guy might be able to take some young girls out to lunch at first. But then after like a while, after the other women got to talk to her, she trying to keep her distance from them, you know?
Yeah, and shout out to Rashard Smith. He says Rock couldn't get close to to Halle in 1991. LOL. Yeah, this picture is is actually from a movie that they did together. But
Hmm.
this really, I think, crystallizes the type of man who tries to leverage his status
Hmm.
and to favors, leverage his status and to a situation with a woman. And really, this picture is really showing the type of response that most women have towards men who try to leverage their status, who
Hmm.
don't understand who they truly are as a man, who are not on their path of masculine mastery, who do
Hmm.
not have a mouthpiece, who do not practice body game, who do not listen to the words of a masculine mentor. They
Hmm.
think that they think that their money, they think that their status, like you said, they believe that their position affords them access to the type of women that they desire, which
Hmm.
which is a fallacy, which is a trap,
It really
especially
is.
absolutely. Look at what happened at ESPN. Look at
Hmm.
what happened with so many celebrities recently in recent years. This is a trap. This is a man having a fantasy projected onto a woman. Like we said, we acknowledge your hard work. We acknowledge the discipline that it took to ascend to this particular status, to be in the C suite. We acknowledge the network that you probably belong to. However, that is not all that life
Hmm.
encompasses.
No, and let me just say something, and this is real quick, and
Mhm.
this is just in general, not even just with the office fuck file. The women ain't fucking your money. Unless she's as the honorable pimp god would say, an acceptable hoe. All right?
Mhm.
Seriously. The woman ain't fucking the money. She ain't fucking that status. Man, if a woman want to get with you, she just want to get with you. It don't matter what your position in life is. She needs to be physically attracted to you or emotionally attracted to you. That's why you get plenty of women, they will hook up with a man who is broke Or that's why shoot, they'll spend their own money. If they want a man, they just want a man. But see, some men don't get that. They say, "Yeah, I got this money now. Let me influence this woman." But the only women they'll get is some woman who is an acceptable hoe. Shout out to Honorable Pimp God again. And even then, some of those women they'll stretch it out as long as possible. And then if they have sex, give you that pancake sex because they'll just leave the body or something. Their eyes will literally leave the body while they let you do your business or something. That's even if you even get that far. Usually, if we're talking about just a job, she probably won't get there. Like I said, when she first started on that job, that dude could probably get a couple shots in, but once the other women peep that, then they take her to the side. They will say what's up, and I've seen some women take other young girls to the side. I've seen that. All this stuff he's talking about, I've seen this on one of my jobs.
No, absolutely. Well, let's keep in mind that there are levels to everything, including this particular dynamic right here. When we talk about the octane scale, when we talk about especially the upper middle class, the 92 octane men and women up into the elite, now they date accordingly. They date according to their class complements, right? So this may very well be a scenario in which this gentleman is a 92 octane man and he is looking at his secretary who happens to be an 89 or an 87 octane, right? She can see the potential and the access that a C-suite operator could offer. But let's be honest, Rom. If she's an 87 and an 89 octane, she knows what it is like to experience the delivery guy.
Yeah. Oh,
she
yeah.
knows what it's like to experience the Adonis. She knows what it's like to have the appreciation and the leadership of a working class man who makes an honest living, who is a member of his community, a contributing member of his community, who has built his world, who has a life ready for the type of woman who can come in and bring value to his world. And then she gets an offer because of her beauty, because of her proximity. You see, the depiction in this particular picture could be of an executive and his executive assistant, right? In these cases, now she has to make a choice. She has to be the one to decide, well, am I going to provide pancake sex so that I can put on the mask and wear the uniform of the woman in a higher class, right? And that's what the C-suite operator is holding out for her. But again, that's another conversation for another day. I wanted to get into this next particular position. Now, this will have to be in another edition of the Seduction Scriptures, where we incorporate the women's side or the female side. Now, Rom, this comes from posts made, a trending post on TikTok that refers to the office siren. Are you familiar with the office siren? Have you heard of this hashtag office siren, Rom?
Well, not that particular hashtag, but I have a general familiarity with that type of woman. I have a
Now, what would
general.
you say this type of? Go ahead.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing. Is well, from my perspective, what I've seen of and what I've paid attention of. That woman who's on the job, and you got the guys trying to get with her.
Okay. And so let me just be clear about what this is. So on TikTok, there's a trend called the office siren. And basically, it's just a lot of women who work in office spaces wearing seductive clothing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these women could be goofballs.
Mm-hmm.
These women could be awkward. They can be nerds. They could be whatever. But this trend has to do with putting on the aesthetic of a temptress, putting
Mm-hmm.
on the aesthetic of the type of woman who can walk into an office space and
Mm-hmm.
command the gaze of all of the men in that space
Mm-hmm.
to the point where she's making the other women jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is also something to really, really take note of, because when the men who are in these spaces find themselves in a scenario or a situation in which a woman starts to display this type of behavior in his presence, again, we want you to fall back on the information that you learned here. Consult with the office sage.
Yeah.
He probably has some insight into her background.
Yeah.
He probably knows the men who she has destroyed uh, before you showed
Well,
up at
she's
the
trying to.
office.
Well, she trying to use. She's using that sex appeal to move up. See, that's an acceptable hoe, as the honorable pimp God would call them. She would use it like the things she would do, or as a master teacher, Master Yao and Yamache Morris would call them, an acculturated prostitute. She will use that power, and particularly she could use it on like that C-suite guy,
Hmm.
to get what she
Right.
want, to get that raise, to get something. And she might might let him fill her up or something. She might not necessarily have sex, but just give him the impression she would have sex with him. Like I said, I hadn't seen that term office siren, but it's the same principle, but she's using that sexual power maybe to move up to get another position because she know how the guys are. Like she might not mess with the delivery guy or the guy working in the mailroom or something because they can't move her up unless she just that attracted to him. And even then, as long as he quiet, but her main thing is to use it to get a raise, to get that position. And that's the thing to
Yeah.
think about with her. That's the thing.
Yes. And yeah, yeah. Shout out to the chat. And put the names of prominent office
Mhm,
sirens in the chat. This is definitely
mhm,
a phenomena that exists.
mhm,
And as they do that, I'm gonna shift over to this next slide. Now, Rom, we've got three examples here.
mhm,
These three women submitted these pictures under the hashtag office siren.
mhm,
Now, you notice we went through at least six descriptors of various men in different positions within the office fuck file uh, over the course of this conversation.
mhm,
The office siren aesthetic is just one position. It's just one aesthetic.
mhm,
And this is part of how women deceive the public.
mhm.
You see, remember earlier on in our conversation, we were talking about how women do form hierarchies.
Yes.
However, they project as egalitarian.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see,
Exactly.
this is similar to the dynamic of the baddie. You
Mhm,
see, the dynamic of the baddie exists to disrupt the SMV dynamic. You
mhm,
see, in order to get move away or detract or deflect from the SMV rating system, is
mhm,
she a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9? They just use the blanket statement of baddie,
mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
this is an example of that dynamic translated into the office space. You
Mm-hmm.
see, the office siren. Notice they don't have ratings. They don't have, classifications or descriptors. All they have is one label, office siren, and it covers a range of outfits that are flirty, a
Mm-hmm.
range of outfits that are revealing, a range of outfits that are form fitting. You see,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that speaks to their level of sophistication with how they run game.
Yeah.
Ron, Ron, well, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I mean, I'm just looking at it because the woman's game anyway is to use her beauty. Because I'm looking at these women, like you got, especially this one over in the corner. Somebody, she got her glasses on, but look at how she's dressed. She making sure you see her form. Got those tight jeans on, just showing just enough of that breastises. And some guy might say, oh well, she ain't like the rest. So it's like, no, her shit is just a little bit subtle than maybe the young lady in the middle. But she's still running it because they know how to use their form, how they dress, how they put their makeup on, how to get whatever they want out of their target. I'm gonna use the word
Correct.
target, whatever they trying to get, because they'll figure them out. In fact, one of the things women do in general is whenever they want something from a particular man, they might check him out for a while. That's why I always say a man think he cold approaching, but that woman been done seen him and been done figured him out. And they looking at how he dressing, how he walking, everything about him. If they can be around him, find out some information about him. They might even ask if they in the office or something, even ask about him and figure out what it is. And then figure out, okay, this will get his attention. Like that woman, that young lady who got on just the top and the jeans and something. Some people, some uninitiated men might think, oh yeah, she the more innocent one. It's like, no, she probably the slickest one. She probably the
Absolutely.
one, she's probably the slickest one because she'll project just enough sensuality to reel that man in, but just enough innocence to think, oh yeah, he getting him a good woman. And she probably be the wildest one. She probably got those thong underwear under there if she's even wearing underwear.
Correct.
Seriously, I've actually seen that. Actually, well, I've dealt with a lot of women. Like this woman, she had a regular, she could wear a regular top, some regular chinos, but be wearing some thong underwear. Or like I remember I went to this it was a polo outlet and a manager there, she was standing near me, but she was making sure I could see that lace bra that she had on. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, because they'll show one thing, and to the uninitiated, it's like, oh, okay, she ain't all that. Because sometimes those are women you pay attention more to, and they running more game than the one wearing all that, like that vamp stuff that as we would say back in the day, that short skirt, showing everything. But this is that one who is looking more conservative might be the bigger freak.
Absolutely. Because she knows the balance between uh, temptress and modesty.
Yes. Yes. And she'll use it and see a guy, especially a guy with some money, maybe that C-suite dude who think he getting something, but she looking for something too. She looking for
Right.
something too. And see,
Right.
she slick with it. And man, Tristan, he said it, undercover freaks. Man, they the more interesting ones and stuff. You can't even, like the average guy think he got a good woman. Like I say, double back home one day. Double back home one day. Yeah. Shoot, they be the main ones. We could do a whole show on undercover freaks. Shit.
Right. No. No. Absolutely. And really, when we talk about who is at the top of the food chain in terms of the the female hierarchy in an office setting, that is the women in HR.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, Rom, those are not the most attractive women. I mean,
Oh
I don't
no,
know how
no,
much
no.
you've been in HR, but
Nah, but you know what? They know what's up, man. Now I was thinking about this one woman who hired me for one of my jobs. It was a temp job, and
hmm.
I noticed like the type of guy she hired the same type of men. She always hired the same type of men. And I can't say what the job was. Let's just say it was dealing with some sex workers. I'll leave it at that. But
Fair
then I
enough.
noticed who she had hired. I knew I was checking it out. I was like, oh, okay. And then looked at what she was doing and what she knew. And she wasn't all that, but what she wanted though. And this was early on when I was probably only had 200 jobs at the time.
Oh, right. So you were 15. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. So trust me, they got something. I mean, seriously, I mean, we could probably do a whole I mean, we're doing it on the Office F file tonight, but we could do a whole show on how women be running game. Shit, we gotta get the pimp god in there for that one too.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. The
Man,
the
I ain't stripping, man.
oh
I
well, I
ain't
mean,
stripping.
so,
I could have, man, but that wasn't me, man.
yeah,
I had some
sometimes they
political aspirations at the time.
right. Well, sometimes they refer to me as like as well, but they were trying to encourage you to do some strange for a piece of change at one point, but
Hmm.
cooler heads prevailed. How about that?
Yeah.
In terms of what this act is, in terms of when a woman decides to show up as the office siren, this person's asking, is that hypergamy?
No, not really. I mean, she's an acceptable host. She's an acculturated prostitute. She's using her sex appeal to probably make more money to move up in the company or something. And it's really that simple. She's using her game to get more money, to get more attention. She ain't necessarily trying to get married or trying to get the better men. She ain't doing that. She could probably walk outside, walk down the street and do that. She don't need that, but she trying to get that promotion or something. It was like on one of my jobs I was working on, this woman got a promotion, and the other women said, yeah, she got on her knees. The other women said that publicly. I was like, okay. How she
Oh, they
got
know.
yeah, they know. They said that shit publicly because they ain't like this particular woman. They say, yeah, she got that position because she got on her knees.
Right.
So they
So,
know.
like you said, Ron, there's so many other conversations that we can have from the various elements that exist in this one conversation. But the major takeaway that we want people to come away with this evening is not only those various positions within the Office F file, but
Hmm.
the necessity to uh, enter into some personal reflection.
Yeah.
You have to reflect on who you are on your
Hmm.
path of masculine mastery. You have
Yes,
to
sir.
look at these examples, look at these archetypes, and do an
Hmm.
honest evaluation about where you fit in that range. Because, like I said, just because we say office F file, you could work in education, you could
Hmm.
work at a car wash, right? You can work in
Hmm.
a restaurant, hotel management. You can work in
Yeah.
anywhere in society where there are men and women working in the same space.
Yes,
And there is
exactly.
a guarantee, yep, absolutely. And there's a guarantee that those women have collaborated
Hmm.
upon who gets first dibs on what man at what time and in what order.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, because and that's the main thing that y'all should get from what cousin T just said. Just meditate on that because these women out here ain't innocent. They thirsty. They figuring out stuff. They whatever. Like you might don't be one of those people go talk to one woman, but she ain't into she ain't the highest one on the hierarchy, because then the highest one on the hierarchy, she's like, well, hold up, why are you talking to her? I get first dibs, you know. So I mean,
Absolutely.
you gotta. I mean, that's something we gotta have that conversation about the game women be running, because a lot of men don't really understand that. We'll talk
Oh
after
yeah.
the show about that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, there are more lessons obviously to come from our future works, Nice Guys and Players, and the seduction
mm,
scriptures. This is just
mm,
one that I wanted to make sure that we read into the record, so to speak, so that
mm,
the men who are benefiting from this information can take this document and, like I said, apply it to their lives immediately. You can take
mm,
this conversation immediately. There's some who are listening at work right now who have the opportunity to reflect and see where they are in the Office F file, whether or not they're in the Office F file, and what to
mm,
do, how to navigate, how to negotiate desire in terms of uh, who you select, because
mm,
you have to understand that I personally, and I'll try to speak on behalf of Rom as well, as a
mm,
sage level man, I personally do not, once again, recommend that you indulge at the space where you are employed,
nah,
unless
nah, nah. Go
unless
ahead.
she is an exception.
Yeah.
And the exception is someone who practices discernment and discretion as well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because you can get in trouble. You make the wrong move or something. And really don't be like the wannabe playboy. Don't be like the office friend zone guy. Because whatever the case, the situation kind of changes up. You got to kind of let the game come to you. You got to sit back. Like I said, whenever I go on a job, I don't care what job it was, I just be real quiet and just watch. But I
Absolutely.
just do that enough. Trust me, I've hooked up. I've lost count of how many women I hooked up with, might have worked with, might have formerly worked with, because there's been some jobs I worked doing and we might have had temp employees. Like there was like my last full-time job was working retail, and there was a woman I worked with. She was just like a summer not summer, I mean like one of those like holiday employees. And we got together like after she left, and we were banging for about 4 years. But when she was there, I ain't do much. I kind of let it come to me. I kind of let
Right.
it come to me, you know?
And so, as we wrap this up, I think this is a good question. This is a real easy one to answer as well. Tony Breeze 2480 asked the question: how do you spot the queen bee in the office atmosphere? Real easy. This is an easy one. This is a real easy one. If you're in a room full of women, if you're bold enough, if you are self assured enough, if you got that dog in you,
Hmm.
here's what you do: you're in a room full of women at the job, cafeteria, conference room, whatever workspace area. Just casually ask, "Hey, who's the boss bee in here?" Right?
Hmm.
Who? If you're bold enough, and don't say the B word, just say B. Who's the boss bee? And you
Hmm.
know what's going to happen?
Hmm.
Every single one of those women are going to turn their heads directly in the direction of the queen bee.
Hmm.
They are going to immediately turn to face the woman who is the queen bee.
Yeah.
So,
And,
like I
well,
said,
let
and
me
then
let
go
me
ahead,
add another way I would
go
do
for
it.
it.
One of the
Please.
ways I would do it, like I said, I would pay attention, but I would also say, okay, who running shit around here? Who really running shit? And it's not always the manager. It's not always the manager. It's like, okay, who's everybody paying attention to? Because whatever job I'm on, like I said, I always pay attention to the office politics. So, okay, which woman, and it might not be the loud one, but who they seem to be deferring to? Because the queen bee could be sitting back quiet, but who they paying attention to? Like I remember this young lady I met invited me to an office party,
Hmm.
and it was like it was like a cookout type of party or something. But I remember me and the queen bee, we were just sitting back watching everybody else cut up. I was like, because I even asked the woman, I was like, she the one really running shit. And she was like, yeah, how you know? Because me and her was sitting back chilling. Me and her was just sitting back chilling and shit, just watching everybody. Everybody
Right.
else cutting up. So it's several ways, but I like how you put it because you just cut right to it. That's something too. You could just ask, and like cousin Tito was right on. They will let you know because there's always going to be a queen bee. I don't care where it is. I'm thinking about all the jobs I've been on. I always recognize the queen bee. Always.
Absolutely. Well, Tony Breeze, yeah, that's your homework assignment. Do that and report back the next live stream that we have. We want to know what was the result of your findings. But yes, the queen bee dynamic. Just keep in mind very very briefly, she may not be necessarily the most attractive woman out the group. The
Mm-mm.
queen bee has the highest social IQ and
Yeah.
emotional EQ. She is the most manipulative. Okay,
Hmm.
she has the most information on all of them, and she's most likely the only one that's married. Okay,
Hmm.
understand those dynamics of the queen bee. This was a wonderful conversation on the Office F file. Rom, do you have any projects coming up in the near future?
Nothing in particular. Nothing in particular right now. I'm just doing my thing, and we'll talk about just real quick after the show what we'll do next time. All right.
Absolutely. Just keep in mind, we invite everybody to like, share, subscribe. Rom's information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to bless the T Talk Tabernacle. Let's holler at the ASB Holy Ghost one time before we go out.
Can't hardly hear it, man. You gotta turn that joint up, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do it one more time. How about that? There you go.
Still can't hardly hear it, man. I don't know what's up, man.
That's all right. But at the end of the day, we always want to remind everybody who is watching now and watching on the stream. This is your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying stay sharp and mission focused. Later.
Peace, y'all. Peace and blessings.